Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching John Wick 2. I loved the first John Wick movie, even though it was hard in some parts to watch because the dog. I really think that the mix of emotions, whether it was him being heartbroken over his wife dying, devastated over the puppy, the gift, the last gift that his wife gave him, she gave him life as she was dying. Like the devastation that he felt over that. And even though he went on this whole killing spree for revenge, there was never like this overly like portrayed, like projected, like it just the rage that like wasn't there, but it was definitely fueled by revenge and anger. I'm sure he was mad. There was so much emotion that was mixed into everything, especially like him kind of contemplating killing himself and stuff like that. Like there was so much that was so nuanced about just that performance that I absolutely loved from Keanu. Not to mention, I have now seen many training montages of his for these films, and just the level of skill you have to make it look good and do the choreography and still remember to act and have emotion and not let it just be rage. I think it's really easy to shoot a gun and like show that you're really angry, but like he's hurt, he's frustrated, he's mad, but he's not rageful. And he might be feeling rage, but he wasn't portraying that. Like he was just like this murderer that was on a spree. Like he had a mission. and he was very focused in on that mission. I really enjoyed that. I think the fight choreography was just amazing. But like being able to handle guns that way and have it look genuine and real, not that I know what it looks like, but I assume in real life, that's kind of how it would look. Maybe not as smooth, maybe. I mean, there's definitely things that are very fictitious about it, I think, but I also really enjoy that because I wouldn't know if it was or if it wasn't. Now, I really liked the emotion, but a lot of guys have told me that John Wick 2 is their favorite movie. And I don't know if it's because of the absence of the story, the love story, or if that continues on in this, if there's something, if the stakes are higher. So, double the fun, double the gun. I would imagine that like there's a lot more action in this one because you have to one up the one before. Like you don't have to, but I feel like that's what we do when it's a sequel, so I'm expecting like crazy choreography, just like the best kills, which is like a really weird thing to say, but I feel like it's true, is like you don't want to just see a guy shoot people, you want to see it do it in a very creative way, the way John Wick would do it. And I don't know what would make him go back into that other than like now that his wife's gone, like this is his purpose, because he walked away with a new dog that he rescued, which I thought was just adorable, that he rescues a pit bull from a shelter that was going to be destroyed. But I also like I haven't heard anything about another dog dying in John Wick. I feel like if that were a thing that I would know about it. So I'm assuming that the dog is still alive and he makes it out of the movie. Like, they wouldn't do that twice, right? Like, that's not smart, right? Right? Oh, please don't kill a dog. Hmm. And maybe that's why people like this one better, is because no dogs die. Please don't let any dogs die. Some other stuff that I really liked about the first one is like really the Continental and like just kind of like there's a place for these people to go. And I don't even know, is he just considered an assassin and like only assassins are at the Continental, or is it like just seedy people in the underworld that have money? I'm not sure. I assume that it's like because it's very posh. So like, and I feel like assassins are a higher level of murderer. I don't know. I just think that it's a really cool thing that they have this place to go where they have this set of rules. Like, you can't kill each other in here. There's no violence in here. This is a place in which we can come and we can congregate. You can get help. You can get your laundry done. You can hire a cleaner, and that cleaner, he gets the job done. So I really liked that whole aspect of everything. I don't know if we'll be back there or not, but I would assume so because that's where John has to go when he gets help. And I assume he can't do it all on his own because I think he went through like 3 cars and like there were so many SUVs that were trashed in the last movie. The other thing that I learned from the last movie is where the subclavian artery is. So I guess now I know how to kill a man that way. Not that I ever would. But I was like, who gets stabbed in the shoulder and dies? Didn't know there was an artery there. Believe me, I do now. So all I know is that we're back with John, and he probably has a mission. I don't know when. I don't know where. I don't know how long ago this took place from the first movie to the second movie. If it's the puppy is still a puppy, that tells me something. If the puppy is now a dog, that also tells me something. So I'm a little nervous and very excited because I love seeing Keanu do his thing, and I love this, but I don't know what I'm in store for because I was kind of emotionally wrecked during that first one. It was unexpected. While I loved it, it was also a lot. Okay, guys, let's get into it. Is he on a motorcycle? Is that what I'm hearing? Okay. Well, that was artistic. I didn't hate that. Is this Johnny? I love that car. I love that car so much. I'm hoping this is John. I'm very invested in this car getting to this motorcyclist. That poor car. It's probably not the point, but damn. So I was gonna say, if that was John, is he gonna go get his car fixed with his friend? John Leguizamo? I forgot what his name is. I want to come up with it, and I can't think of it. Aurelio? Something like that? That's probably really wrong. Ew. The cars are so gross.
My fucking nephew killed a dog.
Oh, oops.
He stole a car, which currently is among our inventory. It's not just a car. It is John Wick's car.
His reputation reaches far and wide. It's amazing.
My brother.
Oh.
Doesn't know my man over his car. And a puppy.
It's oversimplifying it a little bit, but well within his right to do so.
He's one man. Why don't we just eliminate him?
Good luck with that. He's very smooth.
3 men in a bar.
A pencil. I know, I've heard the story,
With a
sir.
fucking pencil? Who the fuck can do that?
John Wick.
That the stories you hear about these men has been watered down.
Hey, baby. He's so fucking rad.
U tebie moja maszyna.
Baba Yaga.
Yeah, I'd be terrified too. Oh! Oh, you're just getting it back and you're getting it all smashed up? I mean, you know it, guys, so it's fine, I guess. Oh, I love that car. I love that car so much. Driver ain't bad either. Oh. Is he gonna want the car after this? Holy shit. I can't even drive when it's raining out most of the time. This person's drifting all over the place. It's amazing. Oh! Ow. Are you gonna run him over? Oh, he's gonna go back to run him over. I was like, damn, dude. Like, the first movie was very emotional rage, and this is, like, appearing to be, like, just rage. I love that that's Keanu driving. Does he know who that is? Who that was? Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh. Yeah, there ain't no coming back from that. Oh, John! Oh my god! Oh god! One thing about John is he's not perfect and, like, he's not, like, unbeatable or, like, he can't take a beating. Like, he definitely is not, like, 100%. Holy shit. Ow, ow. Ow. Yeah, those screams and the footsteps. If you're lucky, he won't kill you with a pencil. Oh, I thought he was reaching for a pencil.
Мир.
Такой фраер хочет бить, нет. При делах.
Почему бы нет?
I mean, what you just did? You don't go through all that and declare peace.
Наслаждайся пенсией, мистер Wick.
He just shot a man in the shins just to declare peace? That's bold. How is that drivable? Don't forget to pick up your door before you leave. Yeah, the gold coins. The soundtrack to this one, I don't know, I don't remember the first one that much, but this one's very sexy. He drove that home? Jesus, John. You gonna work on your car in your own garage? The card. I'm surprised they left it in there. Oh wait, it's not the card for the puppy. I thought it was the card for the puppy. Yay! Look at that chunk. Oh. It's like the perfect dog. There he is.
Hey, Aurelio.
Aurelio, I was right. Okay, cool. My memory ain't super sharp, but at least it picked that up.
The chassis is all bent up. The drive shaft is all destroyed. And I don't know if you noticed, but you got a crack in your windshield. I mean, what do I think?
It's toast.
I can fix this.
Thanks for finding her. Let me know when it's fixed.
All right.
And how much?
They'll be ready Christmas 2030.
I don't think he's really retiring, so I wouldn't throw that stuff away or cement it back into the ground too quickly. Aw. Keep that sledgehammer nearby. Probably gonna break in there soon.
Ciao, Joe.
Santino.
Santino.
Posso entrar?
Is he in trouble? Seem like they're friends? I think.
Bello. Does he have a name?
No.
You didn't name him? Guess you can't get attached to a dog that doesn't have a name.
I'm asking you not to do this.
I'm sorry.
Do what?
I did this with a heavy heart, Joe. This is your blood. You came to me. I helped you. You know the consequences.
You're gonna have to do it, aren't you?
I'm not that guy anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you're still that guy.
I can't help you.
I don't think you can say no. Is that Ruby Rose? Did I know she was in this movie? I don't think I knew that. She's cool. I like her. Don't kill the dog. Oh my god! Oh, thank God. Oh no, all of his memories. Oh, fantastic shot. In the first movie, I really felt like his revenge was fueled by hurt. I think this one's gonna be fueled by anger. He walked all the way to New York City. I mean, considering like what he normally does, I don't know, I'd be shocked by that. Yeah, back at the Continental. What if he's retired? Does he still get help? He's a good boy. If he broke that oath,
Impeccable.
is he still eligible, I guess, for help?
What does he want you to do?
Didn't ask. Yeah,
I have no choice.
pretty
You
much.
dishonor the mark, you die. You run, you die.
Gotta do what they say then, huh?
I, however, would be willing to accept the responsibility, should you wish.
Oh,
Appreciate that.
he's a good boy.
Does he have a name, sir?
No.
Good dog.
Guess we just call him Dog, huh? Oh, I feel like he's really safe with him, so that puts me at ease just a little bit. He just walks around looking like this. Beat up, bloody, burnt clothes. Inappropriate. Nice to meet you, too.
How would you do it, I wonder? That woman's pen?
His cane.
Your tie.
My hands.
Well, okay.
I want you to kill my sister.
Oh,
Why?
yeah, weird.
When my father died, he willed this sea to her.
Probably for good reason.
You want me to kill Gianna D'Antonio?
John Wick thinks that's ridiculous.
That's why I need you. Do
Why
this
can't
for
she
me.
be killed? Oh. Oh. A very special suit. I thought it was going to be a very special gun or some money. Ah. I just want to know. I mean, I guess what's special about this Gianna D'Antonio is that she is at like top tier level. Yeah. What they mean, it's a probably more intense movie because the stakes are higher, the kill is higher. Oh, different continental.
But one question.
What brings you to Rome?
Sei qui per il Santo Padre?
Oh,
No.
okay. I didn't know if that was her code name. I don't know.
Is a sommelier.
I have never known him not to be.
Oh, just a machine gun just sitting there, huh? Oh, just guns everywhere. Sommelier.
I'd like a tasting.
I am quite excited to show you something.
A tasting.
Trousers.
Tapered.
How about the lining?
Tactical.
Tactical.
Bolt carrier, Trigicon acupoint with 1/6 magnification.
Yeah, that looks like it would hurt.
Silicon carbide discs, ceramic matrices, accompanying laminates.
Wow. They make super suits.
Quite painful, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Textured grips, should your hands get wet.
He didn't say sweaty.
Dessert.
Oh.
Dessert.
He's so excited.
Do enjoy your party.
I loved that whole sequence. That was amazing. It's funny because I feel like the suits that he wears, it'd be really, really hard for him to move around in those. They seem very constrictive. So it's like really interesting that they get them made to have like bulletproof stuff. But I bet like it's more like sportswear because when he says tactical, I'm like, I don't know, it just seems like a suit coat would be something that's hard to like maneuver around in. He makes it look good though. Who is this? Oh, Ruby Rose. She's just making sure that he gets the job done. There's always got to be a nightclub. Super cool. I dig it. As it's Gianna. Oh, is this her coronation? I don't really know what that means. Like, she's the head of her portion of the mob. Crime boss party.
That blade you speak of was meant for their children. They were only meant to watch. What is yours is now ours.
You know what? I don't care if she dies. That is quite a bathroom. I'm pretty sure it's a hot tub, but still.
John.
Yeah, how terrifying is that?
Jonah, a marker.
Held by?
Your brother.
Yeah. Can she get him out of it?
He will take New York. And you will have been the one who gifted it to him.
Partly not his problem, but okay. Whoa. Is she trying to seduce him? What? She's trying to have a poetic death?
What would your Helen think about you?
Oh. Does she want it over quickly?
Because
Oh, gosh.
I lived my life my way.
Gonna die your way,
And
too.
I'll die my way.
That is not how I expected that whole interaction to go.
Do you fear damnation, John?
Yes.
Why? It's not real. Well, that's kind of him. Couldn't have told you that's how that was going to go at all. But I imagine there's going to be repercussions to one, her dying, and then Santonio being able to take over New York.
You?
They gonna like draw their guns. Oh man, they never aim for the head. These people have no idea. Jeez. It's funny, one person left a comment on my other John Wick reaction, and it's like, notice that he goes for the body and then he goes for the head. So it's like, he does a shot and then a kill shot. Yeah. Almost everybody he's done that on. Yeah. It's insane. So amazing that they can film that, choreograph it, and it looks real. Uh-oh. So I feel like Cassian was cut of the same cloth that John was, so that might be a one-on-one that will be amazing to watch. Did he just knock the shells out of his tactical wear?
Yeah.
Jesus! Came from out of nowhere. Wow, in the catacombs, amazing, amazing. Can barely sit still, I'm just excited! Ooh. Oh yeah, that's right, he has all these guns hidden. He didn't use them to take her out. He knew he would have to face these people. That's amazing. Oh my god, John is so smart. Oh. Oh. I mean, I wonder if the caliber of bullet, like, can determine, like, penetration to that bulletproof tactical liner. I mean, he doesn't have it on his head. So, like, they can still do a kill shot to the skull. Ooh. Oh. Jesus. I've seen a lot of people get shot in the head, but I've never seen so many people shot in the shins. Oh. Oh, it was juicy. Funny, him walking through the catacombs like that definitely reminded me of those videos that I saw of him training for this. Jesus. Not a shock. I had a feeling he was going to be a little bit more passionate about him killing her. Oh, God. God. Oh, stairs. Oh. Oh, my back. And they just get back up and start fighting. Owie. Owie. Ow. Jesus. Okay, if there was another set, I was going to be like, okay, not realistic. Stop. Oh. My whole body's so tense right now. Cassian's good. Oh. Just like. This is quite the fight. Really? The things he's able to do while he's fighting, like reload.
Gentlemen.
Are they in the Continental?
Gentlemen.
Yeah, you gotta stop. Them's the rules. Now you gotta be friends.
No, senor. May I suggest a visit to the bar, so you can calm yourselves.
Or an infirmary. Do you have one of those?
Gin, wasn't it?
Yes. Bourbon. Right?
Yeah.
So you're free.
Am I?
Hmm.
No.
Yeah.
An eye for an eye, John. You know how it goes. I'll make it quick. I promise.
Is he just gonna give up?
I appreciate that. I'll try and do the same.
Well, okay.
Consider it a professional courtesy.
Oh my. Just like as soon as he closes one door, 3 more open, and it's just nonstop. Oh, this bitch. Oh. Well, the old model anyway. Time to upgrade. Oh, it's probably just from the stairs. Oh my god. Oh. So everybody's gonna try to kill John now. Can he take on everybody? Stop! Oh my god.
You stabbed the devil in the back and forced him back into the life that he had just left. Now he's free of the market. What do you think he'll do?
Everything and anything.
He did warn you. Adios, Athena.
Very matter-of-factly. Oh, Jesus. How does he possibly know who's good and who's bad? Yeah, you're not gonna be able to do that, John. You gotta do something bigger. That is a sumo wrestler. Jesus. Is he still got like tactical clothing on? Nope. Oh. Oh god. There's just people everywhere in there. Oh, killed him with a pencil. Go! Oh! Zero shock in that, but still. Oh my god! Wow. Yeah, I was gonna take like that shot in order to take that guy down. Remember how you used to write with a pencil and like the lead would break? He was still alive? Remember when you would write with the pencil and like the little lead thing would like break? And like he just like killed 2 guys with the same pencil? Never even snapped once. It's either a really good pencil or he's a really good assassin. Could be both. Oh, and there he is. He's so polite. The scene is wild. Is New York just so accustomed to seeing people look like this running around that they don't even flinch at it? Please notify MTA personnel of any suspicious activity. Suspicious activity. Is he heading towards him?
The next stop is Rector Street.
What a tense, like, scene. Minimal amount of people now. What would you do if you saw two guys fighting like this on a train? It's not fair. John is already so hurt. And I guess it's not meant to be fair, but still. What I kind of like about like the fighting style in this is it's not like just super fast, like a ninja style fighting where it's just like everyone's got super smooth moves. That's sad. Oh God. It feels like two men actually physically fighting each other.
You pull it out, you will bleed and you will die.
This is the end of the line.
He's allowing him a chance to live.
Consider this a professional courtesy.
Yeah.
This is Broadway. This is the last stop on the southbound C train.
I would Google where the nearest hospital is. Jesus, John. They're everywhere. It's the scenery though. Like, I mean, I've been to New York quite a few times and I don't ever remember the subways looking quite this nice.
Tell him it's John Wick.
So he was just waiting? Like, just for somebody to stop by?
Everything. Hey man, you got a quarter.
Oh, thank God. Wild. Are they putting SIM cards in the pigeon? The carrier pigeons? What was that about? Did I know Lawrence Fishburne was in this? I love that. A mini reunion.
You're not very good at retiring.
I'm working on it.
Your contract went wide, John. That's bad for your health.
Mm-hmm.
$7 million. Damn! It's Christmas. We're going to Applebee's after this.
They have a great perfect margarita.
Would you like a back rub with that, John?
You're going to help me.
Why the fuck would I do that?
Because I'm the only one that can help you.
Meaning? I don't know what that means.
Santino has her seat now. When he's done uptown, you think he's gonna stop at 14th Street?
We'll just have to take care of ourselves.
You want a war? Or do you want to just give me a gun?
Yeah, just give him a gun.
Somebody please get this man a gun.
Yeah, you don't want that smoke. Mm-mm.
7-round capacity.
Okay.
7 rounds.
$7
You only
million
get in
gets
one
you
clip?
7 rounds. That's $1 million a round, baby.
Oh,
Remember, you owe me.
Yay, another person he owes. Yep, there's your 7. Steal a gun. He doesn't have his bulletproof clothing, right? The shins! Always the shins! That one's like designed to cause pain. I love watching John work. What a scenery to like kill people in too. You gotta do something about that guy in the ground behind you. There you go. Like, where does one get all these henchmen? Like, henchmen's are us? Oh, no foot. Yowza.
Welcome to Reflections of the Soul at the New Modern NYC. Within this exhibition, the interplay of light and the nature of self-images of our perception of space and our place within it.
I love that.
The marker is complete, John. You should have just run away.
You should have just left him alone. No need to tie up loose ends.
You wanted me back.
I'm back. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how you hide, but I don't know how, like, you don't, like, accidentally shoot 1,000 mirrors at one time thinking it's the person you're trying to shoot. I feel like I'm supposed to think that, like, she's supposed to be amazing, and I just don't get that vibe from her at all. Nice. Oh. Oh. That was over pretty quickly. Oh, not a professional courtesy.
Sure.
Okay. I'm glad they didn't try to build her up like amazingly or anything because I think she was supposed to be something amazing and that's definitely not what she turned out to be.
Is the manager in?
The manager is always in.
Lance Riddick doesn't have a lot of lines, but when he does, he delivers them very well.
No legality.
Then you know that I have the right to demand of
Nothing. You demand nothing of me, Mr. D'Antonio. This kingdom is mine and mine alone.
All right.
Sir?
You gotta watch that guy.
He's waiting for you in the lounge, sir.
Where's his dog? I think him carrying the gun around is kind of against the rules, yes?
Jonathan, listen to me.
The man can
Don't break the rules.
Jonathan, just walk away.
Yeah, don't break the rules.
Yeah, Jonathan. Walk away.
Oh no! Oh shit.
What have you done?
Yeah, what have you done?
Finished it.
But we know what happens when that happens.
How was he?
He was a good dog. I have enjoyed his company.
Let's go.
To what home? They're not going to let him get away with that, though. He broke the rules. And then he just walks home. It's insane.
Mr. Wick,
Yeah.
if you would be so inclined.
Well, I know he doesn't die because obviously there's more John Wick movies, but I don't know how he gets out of it either. I mean, obviously he has to shoot his way out, right?
It has been a pleasure, Mr. Wick.
Well, that is a goodbye if I've never heard one before.
Goodbye.
Please don't let anything happen to the dog. Okay, I thought he was gonna be like in the center of one of those things and they were just gonna like kill him.
The Camaro's doubled Santino's open contract. It's gone international.
High table.
Wow.
Excommunicado. The doors to any service or provider in connection with the Continental are now closed to you.
Yeah. At least he's not dead.
Then why am I not dead?
Yeah, that was kind of my
Because
next
I
question.
deemed it not to be.
Wow.
Tell them all. Whoever comes, whoever it is, I'll kill them. I'll kill them all.
Of course you will. Jonathan.
Wow. Winston has got some power. Wow. Wow. So all the people that helped him before will no longer help him. That's not good. Yeah, John, you got an hour. Wow. They really set that up for the next one, didn't they? Let's see. Do we have anything after the credits? Doesn't look like it. Okay, I can certainly see why people think that that one was better than the first one. I don't. I feel like they're kind of on par with each other. It's a continuing story. It felt very seamless from John Wick to John Wick 2, so I really like that. They still incorporate a lot of the pain that he has with losing his wife, but this one he did seem like he had a little bit more rage. Rightfully so. You know, he got double crossed. He got brought back into something he wanted out of, but he did make a deal. The marker with Santino, I was like, well, how does he get out of this? Well, he doesn't. There were like so many like players that were brought into this, like Cassian, and like, you know, he got him in the aorta, but I'm guessing Common might be back for John Wick 3. Because he let him live as a professional courtesy. Now, I don't know what happens when you take that out, if it's immediate death, or if you can walk into hospital and be like, hi, can you stop this from bleeding? Like, I don't know how that works, but either he's dead or he'll be back. Those are the two scenarios with him. I feel like Ruby Rose's character really didn't serve much of a purpose other than maybe a pretty face to look at. I didn't think that she was as dynamic or as skilled as maybe you were meant to think that she was. It seemed like kind of a waste of a character that like somebody else probably could have played that role and maybe had been a badass. And I'm not saying anything against Ruby Rose in particular, but I feel like it was during like that time where she was like really hot and a lot of people were putting her in things that maybe there was really no reason to. I don't know what the point was of her specifically. She wasn't intimidating. She wasn't that great of a fighter. She wasn't handy with a gun. Her men didn't get John Wick the first time. So I'm kind of confused really as to what purpose she had in the movie other than to be a pretty face to look at. Now, I absolutely was kind of shocked to see Lawrence Fishburne in this, which, I mean, who doesn't love a mini Matrix reunion, right? Always a pleasure watching him do work, but definitely not the character that I would have thought he would have been. Like, definitely I could see him being a manager of like a Continental somewhere else for sure, but like him just being like this king of like the courier pigeons with like little microchips in their little pouches. I'm not quite sure specifically what his role was, other than for John to maybe seek help. But I mean, at the end, we see that message go out to everybody. So everybody will be after John Wick. They really left it on open for number 3. I think maybe they already knew they were going to make a third movie at this point. So that's very smart because I'm still thirsty. I want more. And I could actually watch the third movie right now. And y'all had to wait probably like a year and a half for that to come out. So sucks to be you. I really like Winston. Ian McShane kind of plays like this like smooth, I'm not taking bullshit from anyone. It doesn't matter who you are kind of character. And I really like that. And I really liked him in the first movie too, because he seemed very supportive of John. I don't want to say father figure, but like mentor maybe, or I don't know, just a friend John can go to. And is really sad. Like when I want to say his name is Charon or Charon, I'm not sure which one, but like when he's like, it's been a pleasure, Mr. Wick, I'm just like, oh shit, he's saying goodbye. That's not good. That's not good. And then when Winston doesn't have him immediately killed and he's kind of extending that professional courtesy to John, I still feel like he wouldn't have done that for just anybody. It would have to be somebody of John's caliber. Now, because I'm kind of like wondering whether or not Cassian is actually alive, I'm also kind of wondering about Ikoni. He seemed to have an issue with Gianna and then later Santino. Or maybe he was happy about Santino. Like they didn't seem to like have as big an issue as he had with Gianna, but I'm wondering if John killing both of the Antonios, like if like that makes Ikoni like kind of like, I'm going to help John. I don't know. I just like think that it was really weird that they kind of made him a main focus at certain points in the movie. So I'm assuming that he might be important in the third movie. I could be completely wrong. I typically am. It's okay. It's a guess. I'm not too worried about it. I am worried about John. He's got a dog and he's got no home. His car is in the shop, and I don't think Aurelio is going to help him anymore because of him being excommunicated from the Continental. I don't, what does he do? Where does he go? Like, does he have a stash somewhere? Like, can he go down to his basement and break through the cement? And I don't know. I don't know how he moves forward and where he goes. Like, he's got to have somebody, but I feel like so many people got the contract that I don't know. I don't know what he does from here. What I do know is I will be excited to watch it. Okay, guys, if you want to check out the full-length reaction, it will be available on my Patreon, as well as other full-length reactions to the first John Wick, Deadpool, Tucker and Dale versus Evil. That one's been getting opened up quite a bit. Quite a lot of views on that. But I'm also watching shows like The Expanse and Sandman, soon Vox Machina and House of the Dragon. So go over to Patreon if you want to see full-length reactions. You will need your own copy because of copyright, but I imagine there's going to be more of me reacting to this movie in the full length than what will actually be in the edited version. So enjoy. But with that being said, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below if I missed anything. You guys have been like really good at telling me important details. Like I didn't know about the subclavian artery in the first one. I don't know how an aorta works. Let me know. But other than that, I'll see ya.